So I need to know who is sharing live the whiteboard. Admin, what's going on? Okay, I heard the power of the mind. I'm hearing, I wrote, yeah, that's what I want to hear. I wrote a personal, I learned that as a coach, I'm not an activist, okay? Somebody said I wrote a personal commitment statement to myself for the future. The gift of a man makes room for him, that I can do it. I just need to create a platform. Fantastic. So let's build on that. So you looked at the mindset that may have been keeping you where you are. And today we want to even go deeper. Another learning is not to be emotional when dealing with clients. Okay. All right. So for those of you who took time to write your personal commitment letter, let's see how you're going to now move that into action. And if you were here yesterday, please do not just sit and listen. I hope that for you, your sake, and for the sake of the thousands of destinies that you're supposed to be saving, that you don't just listen and go back to do nothing, but that you are pumped up and ready to take action. Because on this day, we will now be exploring what are the rules, the new rules for family life practice that ensures transformational results. That's why we are here. We try to take away the limiting beliefs, the things sabotaging you, the negative mindset you may have had that has kept you where you are and has not given you the opportunity to make the kind of massive impact that God desires that you make in the family life space. So this night, I am charged with the duty of exposing to you the top new rules of family life practice that guarantees transformational results. And as we begin the journey, the first rule I want you to pay attention to is what we call the law of borderlessness. That you must be able to work with clients from everywhere or anywhere you are. And I'm glad that as we came on today, we're seeing participants from different parts of the world, across Africa, in Europe, in North America. My question is for you, can you beat your chest and say that with the kind of practice that you're running, that you can work with somebody who does not believe what you believe? If you are a Christian, can you deploy the system of creating effective family solutions to a Muslim? Can you deploy it to an atheist? Can you deploy it to a traditional worshiper? Because if your system and your tools can only work with the people who believe what you believe, then your tools, my brother, my sister, is at best mediocre. Your tools is at best myopic. Because we have over 7 billion people in the world. And if families are collapsing and God has given you the mandate to save them, then your skills should be able to work across cultures. Your skills should be able to work across religion. Your skills should be able to work across different economic, cultural, and academic backgrounds. Because that's where the world is. The world has shrunken to a globe, to a village. I mean, before you wake up, you know the news happening in Afghanistan. You know what is happening in Australia. You know what is happening in the minute village in the deep side of, northern Nigeria or anywhere. Why? Because the world has shrunken. So are your tools able to work with people that don't look like you? I mean, I was saying something to someone and she was like, why are you denominating your fees in USD? Nigerians do not like when the costing is not only it's not in Naira. And I'm saying to the person, I am a global coach. I have clients who pay me in multiple currencies. And it is because I understand their language. It is because there are tools that helps to do that. And the FSC tools, which when I came in, Pastor was talking about it, is one that helps you to work anywhere that you are. So that's the first law of the new rule of family life practice. If you're limited by your geographical location, you can't make the kind of exploits that you're created to make. If you're limited, it's only when somebody's speaking your religious lingua is when you can work with a person. Then you are going to just be limited to that space. And then there are diverse people all over the world, all over the globe, even in your own Africa, who are looking for solutions, but your solutions cannot speak to them because your solutions are so myopic and mediocre that they don't have current, proven, scientific approach that cuts across religion, cuts across everything that seeks to separate us. So that's the first question you're asking yourself. How borderless are you? How borderless is your practice? If I give you a platform to speak in a setting where there are professors in family science, professors in psychology, professors in human behavior, are you confident to speak there? You can only be confident to speak there because you trust the tools that you have. You can only be confident to appear there and hold your ground because you know that your approach delivers results. Not only do you know, you have data to back it. You have data to show that, you know what, this is the approach I use. I've used it for 100 people. This is how we did for this. If you don't have all of that, your mouth no go strong. You no go fit stand internationally. You no go even fit stand, even if it is an African conference, to speak about what you're doing. And I dare say to us, it is because you are not confident about your tools. It is because you are not confident about your level of borderlessness. That is why you cannot even make the impact in your small location. Because your mind is like, hey, what if it doesn't work? Hey, what if they think I'm a fraud? Hey, what if I cancel her and everything goes bad? I'm going to be introducing you in a bit to an approach that cuts across Africa. We have practitioners in North America, in Europe, in Asia, different parts of the world making results because the tools that you're talking about here are tools that cut across border. The second rule that you need to pay attention to is the law of accurate and speedy diagnosis. Now, it is one thing to have the tools. It is another to have the tools that work with speed, that work with accuracy. I was listening to Pastor Dire talking about spending 10 hours counseling one client. And I'm like, what? But that's the reality of a lot of people because their tools do not have the metrics of accuracy. Tell me, how many people can you work with in a week, in a month, in a year, when you have to spend, do you know that 10 hours is already all of the productive time of your day, even cutting into your rest time? Or even if you have to break it down into parts, you're going to spend time exhausted, overwhelmed. The client themselves is already exhausted and you are still on one client. What if there is a way that you can administer scientific evaluations and assessments that helps you to at least a 95 to 97% accuracy diagnose what exactly is going on in your client's life and in their marriage? And even when you deploy the tools, you've not even heard what they are. You don't have to wait for the people to come and spend 3 hours telling you, she did that, she said that to me, we did that, we fought the other day, we made up. Even yourself, you're tired. You just administer the tools and send them their results, and they begin to say, Coach, how did you know this is what we're dealing with? It's like you literally were living in our home, but you were not living in their home. It's just because there is a methodology that works, and you have that methodology that works. Because in this new dispensation, people is not only children that their attention span is reducing, even the adults. Attention span is reducing. There is so much hustle and bustle. There are demands of work. There are demands of life. There are demands of health. There are several demands on this client who wants to make an inroad into what is happening to them. And so they want to work with somebody that can help them get the result as fast as possible so that they can move to something else. But if you're going to spend 10 hours even getting to the root of the matter, tell me, how many more hours are you going to use to deploy the solution? That is why we have a lot of passionate people who are passionate about family life space, but they are worn out. They are overwhelmed. They are drained. They are mentally, physically, emotionally exhausted. So it's not sufficient to have the tools to assist your clients. The speed and accuracy of your diagnosis makes a world of difference. Tell me, if you are someone and you want to get a result, something is really eating you up, is affecting your health, is affecting your work, and you have two people, person A will spend 10 hours listening to you before they can even tell you, this is what I perceive is going on. And person B does not sit with you, sends you the assessment, he writes the report, emails you your report within the next 24 to 48 hours, and exactly to a 97% accuracy can tell you, this is what is going on, this is likely why it is going on, this is what I think this is what I'm recommending that you do. Please tell me, and I want you to respond in the chat room. Who would you rather work with? The Mr. A 10 hours of long story and no solution? Or the Mr. B that you don't even spend time with? Within the next 24 hours, you get your diagnosis, you get your result, you get the recommendations, and he now invites you to sit and discuss the recommendations. Because if I see anybody here who wants to sit with Mr. A, we go just transport you back to 1800 so that you can go and be fraternizing with your ancestors and doing analog when the cheese have moved and things are no longer done the way it was done when your great grandfathers were still in existence. But some of us have that kind of practice. We're passionate, but our tools are as old, as ancient as the tools that were found in 1700. Tonight, that is going to change for you, especially if you are somebody who wants to make a difference. So somebody is asking a question. Sometimes some people just want to spend time in your office. What do you do? It's because your practice does not have a structure. If your practice, the client does not determine for you how to run your practice. Your organized system determines how to run your practice. Case in point, you don't even have access to come and sit in my office for extended hours if you don't have an appointment. And your appointment with me is after you have done your diagnosis, you've had your consultation, you've done your diagnosis. So there's no room for coming to tell me stories because the practice is designed in such a way that this has to happen before this happens. So why they are coming to your office to spend time and talk is because your practice does not have effective structure that gives them what to do. Evelyn, you will stay with me and then you by yourself will determine if this can help in handling clients globally. Just stay with me. At the end of this presentation, I would like to circle back to you and ask you this question, if this can work for you globally. Like I already said, we have over, counting to 2,000, if I'm not mistaken, people who have been trained in this approach and they are working. We have practitioners in North America. We have practitioners in America, in Canada. We have practitioners in Sweden, in Australia. And if those tools are not working for them there, I don't know what they are doing with their clients. I work from Nigeria. I live in Lagos, Nigeria, yet I have clients from around the world who I work with, even residing in Nigeria. Because let me tell you, a practice that delivers results will always excel. People will get to know about you. I mean, for the rest of some of you that are here, you've never met any one of us in the institute. Maybe somebody told you about the system. Why did the person tell you about the system? Because it worked for the person and the person referred you. So yes, the tools are tools that are intentionally created based on multiple disciplines, and it delivers results, whether you're black, white, or gray, whether you're tall, short, or whatever, whether you're African, Asian, wherever you find human life, these tools work because it is meticulously created. The third rule that I need you to pay attention to is the law of motion sensitivity. You know, in the past, maybe you have a practice and then people come to your office, they book appointment, they want to see you, or you have referred to them. In this dispensation, you have to be intentional with your signaling. In the past, clients could come to you, and let me tell you something. As much as referrals is one of the places where you get easy clients, when somebody has worked with you and has gotten transformation and they begin to sound the trumpet and talk about you, let me shock you. If you build your practice around referrals, you are never going to make the impact and income that you want. Because what if you are your client's best kept secrets? What if that person that you created transformation does not want to share you with them? What if they are not in that place where they want to be vulnerable enough to say, I was losing it. My marriage was at the verge of collapse, but I worked with Dinma and he restored my family. But person is not yet courageous to talk about it, but you are depending on referrals. Let them go and say I helped them and this happened. What if you are your client's best kept secret? So yes, referrals work, but you cannot count your game plan on referrals. Let's imagine for a moment, if you're waiting for referrals, it means probably the numbers you want to do in a year is so limited. Let's say somebody wants to work, I'm okay working with 20 people in a year. Then you can just fold your hands and not do the law, not activate the law of sensitivity, because referrals can give you 20 clients. But if you want to be able to impact people in millions, you want to be able to reach out to at least 10,000 people in a year, for example. You're not going to bank on referrals to do that. You're going to have to activate the law of intentional signaling. You're going to have to position yourself in places and in opportunities where the people that you have been sent to deliver, where the people that your heart is burning to help to make a change can see you. Not only see you, they would see you and know that you are the person to rescue them. And permit me to use scripture where the Bible says, my sheep hear my voice and they know me and they follow me. So the question is now, do the people that you have the solution to the problem, can they recognize your voice? Can they hear you and know that they belong to your tribe? Can they see what activities are you bringing out? How are you showcasing yourself that the people can see and say, you know what is this woman? I can't tell you countless people being referred to me, and then they go on social media and they say, oh, that's the kind of person I want to work with. I like the ginger. I like the energy. I like the way she acts with her husband. That kind of family she's building with her children is what I want. That has given me clients beyond what I can even speak. But then you come on social media, you are arguing about whether Yoruba is better than Igbo. You are talking whether Wizkid is the GOAT, or it is Davido that is the GOAT. Nothing about your digital imprint shows that you have been sent to save anyone. Show that this is the mandate that you have. Shows even the structure of the solutions that you have. You go into communities, you go into gatherings, people are talking, but you're sitting, hey, let them not say it's me that is feeling like. Nobody can feel your pulse. You have been in a school for 5 years, yet nobody knows that you're a family life practitioner. That is bad. You work in an organization, nobody can walk up to you and say, Ma, I'm having this challenge. I think you can help me. No signal coming from you. Your network is dead. Nothing to show that this is the mandate that you have. How are you going to do the work? Why will somebody want to associate with you? How can you have been in a club for 2 years and they don't even know that you are a youth ambassador? They don't even know that you are a marriage counselor. They can't even feel the vibe that you have a calling to help men, really. And you want to play in the family life space? No, 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 no. You have to go back, first of all, and reorganize your life. You have to go back, first of all, and activate this law of intentional signaling. Because the people who are signaling are getting the business. They are getting the moves. You are in your comfort zone saying, all these people that are doing transgender, all these people that are deceiving our children, they are out there. They are boldly showcasing. Are you aware that people are online selling their tools for prostitution, asking you to call them, and they are ready to come and give you a blowjob? They are ready to come and actively with their face. They are not hiding behind any green screen. But you feel you have a redemptive message, but you're nowhere to be found. People are actively selling juju on social media, talking about it with every sense of audacity. But your signal is mixed. Today you're talking about this. Tomorrow you're talking about this. Next tomorrow somebody is arguing. You come and say, what exactly is happening to you? How do you want to be differentiated? How do you want to be separated so that the people that need your services and your tools can pay you? Are you aware that your intentional signaling also determines your pricing? You come online and you're always complaining. Nigeria is doing this. Economy one thing. T-Pain is whatever. And then you come and tell the person that you're pricing your services and the person should pay you $1,000 for a service. Do you look like $1,000? Does the digital imprints you have, does it look like somebody that has seen $1,000 all of their life, talk less of for one session? I can go on and on talking about this intentional signaling, so let's just move. But if you are going to make the kind of impact and make the kind of income, you need to be intentional about your signaling. And let me tell you, social media is the new marketplace. If you don't have any skills of showing up on social media, go and learn it. You don't have to be a guru. Don't wait till you perfect anything. That is where the market is. That is where you can meet. There are over 1 billion people on social media. Do they see your signals? In your community where you live, how many people know this passion of yours? How many people know this work of yours? How many people can come to you and say, hey, ma'am, it is you or nobody? So in the past, clients could come to you, but in this new age, you must master the tools that enable you to go and live with them. How do people see you in their dreams? In a couple of weeks, months, some people, not one, not two, not three, over the last 6 months and counting, Coach Dinma, I don't understand. I'm seeing you in my dreams now. I say it's intentional. I want you to wake up and think of this life of intentionality. I want once you think of happy marriage, the first image that comes to your mind is Dinma Nwobi. I want once you think of, hey, how can I help? That is the first thing. So it's intentional. How do you go and live in the hearts of people? How do you go and live in their homes? How do you go and live in their pockets? How do you, even before you say something, somebody is saying, take my money because I know that from this signal, this is what I need. In 2025 and ongoing, if you are not intentional about your signals, you are not going to make the kind of impact. It is not a swear. It is not me just typing you. It is the truth. Because your messaging and the audacity of your messaging will separate you from the rest. The next law we want to talk about is the law of constant and never-ending improvement. A lot of us know that one of the issues that people have, or the clients that want to work with you have, is the fact that they are stuck in the old. You are working with somebody, the person is saying, that's not how our fathers used to do it. That's not how our mothers used to do it. That is not how they do it in my culture. I have been doing this thing for the past 15 years. You cannot come and tell me what to do differently. And you're like, hey, this person is stuck in the past. Do you know that a good number of family life practitioners are also stuck in the past? The template you are using for premarital is the template they started using 35 years ago. Meanwhile, psychology is evolving. Meanwhile, the study of human behavior is making new discoveries every day. But your template is obsolete. Do you know that a good number, even if we take it to premarital, a good number of people who you will be working with, if you're in the premarital space, are Gen Zs and millennials? How do you work with a Gen Z or a millennial if you don't understand how their brain works? How are you going to help them create transformation when you are still stuck in how adolescents used to behave 35 years ago? I mean, it's not rocket science. You're still talking about, oh, if you want to communicate, you should be able to look yourself in the eyes. Hello? Do you have improved methodologies in your practice? Because the person who is consistently improving is the person who will continually remain in their game. Somebody cannot encounter you 2 months ago, and when they encounter you now, there's no additional knowledge that they are getting from you. They don't hear that your news. You have been talking it for 10 years. What is fresh? What is new? Which new approach have you used that is working? Which new methodology are you putting? How is your mindset improving? Are you still stuck that, oh, for me to be able to create change for somebody, I must meet the person 10 times? Do you know the system of rapid transformation that happens in hours? If you don't learn it, how do you know it? So if you want to be the best and be reckoned with, because trust me, people are moving with the people that are consistently giving them fresh and innovative solutions that works. It's not about talking. It's not about theory. It's about, is it working? But I'm telling you, it cannot work if you don't know it. No wonder the good book says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. So don't be stuck in knowledge that you learned 10 years ago. Don't be stuck in knowledge that was handed over to your team, a template that somebody created 35 years ago. I was consulting with a church. Their marriage preparation manual is over 20 years ago. No language that connects with the people that are right now. And they were like, that's what we're feeling disconnected. People are not coming to our organization for their premarital. They prefer to go there, da. And I said, how would they come? When they are typing on tablets and you're giving them a template of typewriter. Hello. So I want to ask everyone here, and I need you to be honest with yourself. Imagine for a moment that this new rules of family life practice webinar was advertised. And it was advertised, for example, for, let's even say, for 50,000 naira, because the value you are getting here is far more than that. Be honest with yourself. Would you have registered? Would you have registered? So when was the last time you did a skill improvement project? So the people that are honest are saying they would not have registered. Some people wouldn't. But then you want to be a cutting-edge family life practitioner. It doesn't work that way. Because your results will be as obsolete as your tools. But if you want to keep having results, you need to keep sharpening your saw. You need to keep learning. You need to keep improving yourself. Even for those of you who showed up, I congratulate you. The people who registered for this course are more than 5 times the number of people that are here. Yet they didn't even show up for the free one. Oh my goodness. So the law of constant and never-ending improvement, because the rate of information is faster, it's faster. You're mastering this, another tool has come up. You're mastering that, another tool has come up. You're mastering that, another approach that promises results is here. So how do you even keep pace with these tools? Because how much of it can you even be the one to learn and research on? That is why, if you want to be engaged in this new dispensation of family life practice, you need to align yourself with a community that promotes continuous development, with a community where you can access innovative tools. And such a community is the community of the people who have taken family systems engineering. Because after taking the course, you join the community. Innovative tools are brought out on a regular. You even have opportunities to do a refresher of the course if more tools have come, and then you are able to be, you school yourself in that and you're taught through it. Because trust me, money is made in families. So you want to ask yourself, what value have you gotten from the family that you belong to as a professional or a wannabe or an aspiring family life practitioner? How is it just a community where people gather and talk about the problem of Nigeria? How these young people are not hearing word? How they have left the moral values? How one thing. Which tools are you bringing out to bridge the gap, to solve the challenges? If you have been in a professional body for 1 year and you cannot see the difference in growth that community has done for you, I am telling you today, pack your bag and leave that community, because it will not improve you. So it's not that it's only you that will bring it. No, somebody might have done a research. My team and I did a research towards the end of last year, and we're looking at how effective premarital coaching has been in Nigeria over the past years. The result of that research will be made available to the community members. So you don't have to be the one to make the research, but you belong to a community where there are innovative tools. Maybe tomorrow you will be the one to do another research or a study or develop a template, and then the community benefits from it. So the law of constant and never-ending improvement does not just end on you alone. It has to speak to the places that you belong to, that challenges you to grow and gives you access to continuous innovation and tools that will continually challenge you and help you to grow your skills. Oh, the next law is the law of audacity. The law of audacity. The law of audacity. Are you aware that all the ideas, any idea you've ever had about anything, whether be it about your business, as a family life practitioner, or anything, is not only dropped for you. God scatters his ideas like seeds. The person who runs with the idea is the one that would come to the market with it. Think about it. Yesterday, I'm sure PF introduced you to the different areas of the value chain. There are so many outlets to express yourself in the family life space. that if just working one-on-one with people is your ultimate experience, then you're just limiting what you can do. But however, let me ask you a question. Have you ever had a thought about something? Oh, I would like to do this. Oh, this is a good idea. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And then you come out 1 week later, 1 month later, you've been procrastinating. You've just been there, not courage to do it, trying to still dot the I's and cross the T's. And you just come and say, boom, somebody is doing something that looks exactly like that idea you had. And you're like, another person has come out with it. Yes, it is because when the idea was dropped, it wasn't only dropped for you, but the person who took action brought it to life. And let me tell you this, and I need you to get this and get it right. If you understand this, you will be delivered from mediocrity. If you understand it, you will be delivered with the disguise of perfectionism. Are you aware that perfectionism and procrastination are indicators of some nagging low self-esteem issues? Because there's something about you not believing enough in yourself that you want to make sure that it is right. What if I do it and it's not? Let me make sure that it is right. It is you not believing in yourself. So on the other side of perfectionism is low self-esteem. On the other side of continuous procrastination is a low self-belief in yourself. Maybe nobody has ever told you that, but that is what it is. Because if you trust yourself, if you understand that I am a co-creator with God, if you understand that, and it makes meaning to you that greater works than I have done, you will do. If that makes sense to you, if you understand it not from a religious point of view, but as a son and a daughter of the Most High God, if you know that mistakes are learning opportunities, if you know that every effort counts, before something has happened, it has gone through processes. If you realize that failure does not define you, if you realize that when I put this out, even if it doesn't get the results that I want it to get, it will show me how to do it better. It will give me feed forward from the market. I will know that, okay, this is not necessarily what the people want. I will go back to the drawing board. If that is your understanding, you would have gone out with the ideas that have been put in your spirit long before now. Because the wanting to perfect it, the wanting to put it straight, the wanting to do whatever is because deep down in yourself, you don't believe in that solution. Do you know, and this is what I said you should take to heart and tie it somewhere, put it at somewhere in your mind that you will never lose it. Everybody you know, whether the most sought after coach, the best transformative coach, the Prince Nwobi of this world, the Dinma of this world, anybody that you know that is producing results is operating OTT. Go and put it down. Anybody that refuses it, bring the person to me. Operation test and tweak. So even, can I begin to tell you the processes that even this FSC we are telling you about has gone through? All the processes we are doing in FSC now, we didn't do it in the first class. Because we know in parts and the revelation gets clearer with action. You don't sit in your comfort zone and want to be clear. Oh, the first set happened. Oh, beautiful template. Oh, I think that we need to do this. We ask practitioners, what do you think we need to do? How did this impact you? Which area did, blah, 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 blah. You go back to the drawing board, you work on it. You send your people out in the field. When you're out in the field doing your community infusion, please get responses from the crowd. Let them tell you which parts did this. You bring it back. Continue to refine it. So imagine the first class of family systems engineering held in February 2016. So imagine for a moment that the team said, let's wait till we have the perfect template. Let's wait till we have the most transforming template. Maybe we'll still be in the drawing board trying to ensure that it is perfect. But the perfection is happening because somebody was audacious to take action. So if you are not audacious, you will dine with the lowlies. If you're audacious, you would make money and impact. A young lady, Hilda Bassi, decided to take audacity by the horn and walk with it. And she came out. She did, is Hilda Bassi the first person to ever have cooked and been in the Guinness World Record? Then she decided, let me do a class, recorded though, they no show up live, it was on Telegram. Based on that, she got, I can't remember the figures. She was selling the class, I think 35,000. How many registered? In one class, she made a revenue of over 100 million. What is standing between you and the impact you can make and the money you can make is your ability to activate the law of audacity. The law of audacity is not only in your delivery, the law of audacity is even in your intentional signaling. Let me tell you something. I'm going to be telling you many nuggets that you should put somewhere. I hope somebody is writing this down so that you can reflect on it later. And hear me and hear this well. Whatever you tell the people listening to you, they believe. Whatever you tell the people listening to you, they believe. The only thing you need to do is to consistently tell them the same thing. So what are you saying with audacity? And I hope, of course, for you to activate your law of audacity, all other laws have been activated. Because you cannot come with audacity and be telling what does not produce results. With time, they will know that you are a joker. They will know that you are a fake and they will call your bluff. I can't even tell you the number of times people have looked at, if you are not following me on social media, go and take a look. And somebody will say, why do you act as if you have everything perfect? Are you saying you and your husband don't quarrel? I don't know about you. I'm showcasing what my reality is. I am enjoying a marriage because there are principles that were started even from premarital. And I do not mince words to say it. And I don't care whether you see me kissing and you're like, what is she feeling? That is me audaciously telling my message. Because people are out there audaciously telling their rubbish. So I'm going to audaciously come out and tell my truth that marriage works and I am enjoying marriage. That doesn't mean I don't empathize with people not enjoying it, but I will not shut my mouth. I will not hide my testimony so that you can be okay with it. No. I'm not going to do that. If I want to dance with my husband, I'm going to dance and tell you, if you build your marriage right, this is how you're going to dance. If I'm going to showcase where I'm chastising my children to change a behavior, I come out. So I'm not going to come and say, oh, this is just the good part. Even the learning points is shared. Because guess what? People want to relate with somebody that looks like where they are going. The law of audacity. In you showcasing your messaging, in you showcasing your results, in you showcasing your template, in you showcasing your lifestyle, in you showcasing everything. Because if you don't do it, some other person is doing it and cashing out. So how audacious are you? Let me tell you something. One time I launched a product and I came on and said, hey, I think it's time we're choosing to share the template we'll be using in our personal practice. I want to train people to use this template. As at the time this was out, the program had not even been recorded. I've not even sat down to put it out there, but I put it out there. And guess what? People paid to be trained in a template that does not yet exist, simply because I said, I want to train you on this template. Because the template was something we're using in our private practice, and we're like, legacy project, let's give this template to many more people to go and use it. Before even the first class held, we had sold people waiting. Just say, take my money, I'm waiting. When you want to start teaching it, I will now join the class. Imagine if we waited till it was perfected. We've done 3 batches of that training, but it was announced when it wasn't yet even recorded. That's the law of audacity. And I'm telling you, I didn't used to be this audacious. So don't think that, hey, no, I activated the law of audacity over years because I surrounded myself with the right people. I'm that person who had gone to a TV show sometime in 2017 or 2018 to sell a program. And it was a night show. So that meant that my husband and I had to book a hotel to sleep in a hotel close to TVC so that we don't journey back to our house in the night. And all through the show, the anchor of the show was also a practitioner. And I was invited to that show to come and offer solution and invite the people to the program. I did not talk about the program for 1 minute. She kept giving me signals. Then her director was, seeing the eye contact because it was a live show and was, telling her to stop that. She had to stop. And I came out from that live show. The next morning, I was interning with Praise for Woe at Center for Sex and Family Life, and he knew I was going for that show, and I was supposed to go and sell the program. And he looked at me and said, when I came that morning, what happened? I was waiting. You didn't say anything about the program. Dinma, you need to go and work on your money-limiting beliefs. So time will not permit me for the journey, but I'm trying to tell you that I have not always been this audacious. So don't think, hey, these people have had it figured out from onset. No. I had to go through that journey. I had to intentionally insert audacity as one of my company values, so that when we are reviewing our activities, we're able to say, how audacious were we this week, this month, this year? So it doesn't matter where you are on any of these laws. You can choose today to activate it. And I can tell you the best way to activate it is to belong to a community that will hold you accountable. Is to belong to a community that will make you see the gaps in your life and give you the guidance and the tools to challenge them. All right. So which other law have we not talked about? So remind me, somebody should come to the chat room and tell me all the rules that I talked about. The rule of borderlessness, the law of motion sensitivity, the law of never-ending, continuous and never-ending improvement, the law of audacity, the law of, which one did I miss out? Let me come to the chat room and see. Tell me all of those laws that we've been talking about. Can somebody list them out? I'm waiting. And as we're listing them out, I need you to be honest with yourself and do an evaluation. Which of these laws do I think that is the least activated in my practice? Even if you are somebody who is just aspiring to become a professional family life practitioner, ask yourself, knowing who you know, what you know about yourself, which of these laws, if I am, is the first I want to activate? So the law of borderlessness, the law of audacity, the law of never-ending and continuous improvement, the law of accurate and speedy diagnosis, the law of motion sensitivity. Those were the laws we looked at. And which of them do you think you need to activate? So right about now, what I'm reading, is that the one you want to activate? Because I'm seeing law of audacity, law of borderlessness, law of audacity, law of accurate and speedy diagnosis, law of audacity. So all of these laws will transform your business. But you know you need the law of audacity to activate the law of borderlessness. because you need to test your tools outside of your locality. You need to test your tools, and it requires audacity to do that. You need audacity to activate the law of speedy and accurate diagnosis. Because even if I hand you the most transformative tools, your limiting beliefs will sabotage you. How am I sure this will produce results? What if I do it and it does not produce results? So you still need audacity to be able to activate that. You need audacity to activate the law of motion sensitivity. You need audacity to activate, what's that other one? Every law that I have put out here, if you don't embrace audacity in bite sizes, you may not be able to fully activate them. So thank you for those sharing. Thank you so much. And like I kept saying to you, these are laws that you will continue. There's never a time I am fully audacious. No. There's never a time I have fully mastered borderlessness. There's never a time I have fully become the guru of motion sensitivity. You must remain active to be consistent in showing up to get the benefits and the fruits of these laws. Okay, so that has been in the time we're talking about the rules. So my question is, knowing all of these rules, and knowing where you are at, and knowing, yes, I like how Olayemi puts it. Olayemi says the law of audacity is positive energy. I hope you know that the audacity is also extended to yourself. The audacity to confront your beliefs, the audacity to confront your challenges, the audacity to even, and I'm going to say this, and I'm saying it with all sense of connection to everyone, connecting to those who are in challenging marriages, connecting to those who are in not so challenging marriages, connecting with those who are in thriving marriages, everybody, irrespective of where you are. One of the greatest things that would impact your law of intentional signaling and audacity is taking improvement on your life. So if you are somebody who does not communicate effectively, as you learn how to communicate, come and tell us. My husband has been complaining that I don't know how to talk. I am nagging. So I'm taking a 3 weeks or a 1 month work on myself to improve my communication. In week 1, this is what I learned, and I practiced it. I was able to listen, but I did not now listen fully. And so we still fought. Week 2, this is what I did. I can see now why I've not been listening. There is no intentional signaling than sharing your journey of progress. So even the audacity to work on yourself, the audacity to be vulnerable, the audacity to improve yourself is also an audacity you need to keep showing up in this world with the signals that would adhere people to you. So the question is, when you look there, for the football lovers, there's always that argument. Is it Messi that is the GOAT? Is it Ronaldo that is the GOAT? And my question is, why would Ronaldo want to be Messi? Why would Messi want to be Ronaldo? And even with both of them, with their unique skill sets, with their unique advantages, they are both still thriving in the space. And I want you to know this. As much as people are saying, oh, I'm just starting now. Hey, there are already people that are gurus in this space. Who will listen to me when there is a Praise for Owe? Who will listen to me when there is a Modugbe hearing? Who will listen to me when there is a Dinma Nwobi? Hello? There is no Dinma Nwobi that is Onu Elijah. Onu Elijah will have to step into the world and make a mark for him, and he will never be a Praise for Owe, but he will be connecting with the people that he has been sent to. Because Messi does not need to be Ronaldo to shine. Ronaldo does not need to want to play like Messi for him to be getting the deals he's getting. That's what you're missing. So don't allow any low self-esteem or whatever. The market is saturated. There is no saturation. We are 7 billion people in the world. No one person can impact 7 billion people. Focus on your sheep, knowing your voice and getting the clarity and the help they need from you. So do you want to be the Faith Ezuma that is a competent family life professional that will command respect? Do you want to put your name there? If that is your desire, come to the chat room and let me know. Come to the chat room. Do you want to be the best family life practitioner that you can be? Do you want to be the most competent that you have been designed to be with your unique skill set, your unique strength, your unique experiences, your unique everything that no other human being can do this family life work like you? If you want to be that, let me show you how you can become that. Because you need an approach, like the approach that we use in the family systems engineering certification. If you want to be the best, if you want to be competent, if you want to stand out, if you want to be the best Olanike in the family life space, the best, put your name there, then you must embrace this template. A template that helps you, gives you the tools to troubleshoot, gives you the tools that helps you to make accurate interpretation based on the data you get from your troubleshooting efforts. And doesn't leave you there where you are not telling the people need to communicate more. People need to learn how to communicate. If they knew how to communicate, would they not have been communicating that way? But this approach still helps you to build a system that is tailored to your clients. Why I, in my unique makeup, will be having issues with my husband in communication is not straitjacketed. It doesn't mean that is how all women have issues. My issues with communication with my husband has to do with how I was raised. It has to do with the pains I've gone through life. It has to do with the personal development I've done. So if you say all women nag, you can never be a transformative coach. You must find out, why is Dinma nagging? What did Dinma's mother and father teach her about communication? Who has hurt Dinma that Dinma is so defensive with men? At what point did Dinma lose the ability to talk as a child made in the image and likeness of God? Because my communication problems is unique to me. And my sister born in the same home with me, her communication problem is unique to her. But if you don't know me, if you don't have any tools that help you to search how I was raised, you don't have any tools that tells you about the pain I've gone through, you don't have any tools that helps you to think about the secrets I've not told anyone, you can never help me improve communication, because you can't give me a skill when you don't understand my journey. So there is no, oh, do this, say this. When the man is saying something, imagine that you have water in your mouth. You hold the water. That is balderdash. Where is that working these days? Before the man has finished talking, she has swallowed the water and she has said what she has said, because somewhere in her head, that is how I can get my own sense of belonging in the relationship. So let me introduce you to this framework. When it comes to family systems engineering, our goal is to be able to raise a healthy society. And we know that the family is the production center of the society. And so for us to raise a healthy society, we must be able to raise people that would work with these families. Because how many are we in the institute? Can we work with even all the families in Lagos State? No. We need more people. When you check the ratio of competent family life practitioners to the population of Nigeria, you will see that we are so under-skilled. then not to talk about the whole world. So we know that if we are going to change the world, we must raise people that can work with families, because families are what produces the people in the world. So that is why in IFED, we are committed to training competent family life practitioners so that they can assist couples across different cultures to build a sustainable family system that works. How do we do this? We first of all start with our practitioners. When you come into the training, we help you to, first of all, look at your life and be able to experience personal wholeness. Because you cannot successfully give what you don't have. If you are struggling with pain, if you are struggling with pressure, how do you help somebody else? So we beam the searchlight on you and you're able to see yourself so that when you heal yourself, when you deal with the things that are challenging you, then you can now see clearly. When you take away the log in your eyes, then you can now see clearly to even see the speck in another person. Then from there, we help you to master the power of meaning so that you are able to live above stress and external aggression. Because again, as family life practitioners, we are victims of compassion fatigue. We are so touched with the pain of people. We are so overly identified with it that sometimes we are also mentally and emotionally down because of the many such stories that we hear. So how do you keep yourself above that? How do you work with people and you don't project what you're getting from them on your own spouses? Maybe you're working with somebody, the husband is nasty, and you're trying to get the wife to heal. Then you come to your own marriage, your husband says something, you just remember, he cannot treat me as Mr. Ojo is treating the wife. And it's not necessarily about what the man did. It's because you are seeing him through the eyes of your client who is a nasty husband. So how do you separate your practice from your personal life? There's a system to it. How do you ensure that you are not consumed by the gloom and the stress of the world? Then, of course, we guide you to discover how you yourself was raised and engineered and learn your patterns so that you can trash the ones that are not helping you and build on the ones that are helping you. With dealing with you, you can see that you can now see clearly to work with people. So the part of the framework also is now, as we are taking you through this journey of personal healing, we begin to teach you how to professionally profile and diagnose your clients and write your reports. Because you can liken the FSC approach to like what you do in the medical field. So that somebody presents their issues, you run the analysis through them, and then you write a report to say to them, hey, based on this, this is what I can see, this is what you should do, this is how to carry out the recommendations. So that you can actually build a practice. So you're not the one that says, oh, they just want to come to my office to talk. No, you submit them through your process. And if anybody is not ready to go through your process, then that is not necessarily a client you want to spend your time with. Because how many people do you listen to them rambling about their stories all day? You're not going to get another thing to do. And when you're able to write results and diagnose these cases, then you're able to move away from being subjective, from saying all men do this, all women do this, You now use a more scientific approach. You now understand that my problems are unique to me. And so the solutions are also unique to me. You now understand that if I'm having an anger problem, don't just break it down to, oh, men have anger issues. Why is this particular man having an anger issue? So that I can give him a solution that will work because I understand his temperament. I understand his personality. I understand his journey of life. I understand how much his frame of reference has been built. And then you are able to understand their different personalities and the things that could trigger marital crisis unique to each person's makeup. Then we move to the next point. As you are able to profile and diagnose your clients, you can now independently analyze and profile solutions. So you are not going to be the uninformed, ignorant, passionate family life practitioner that, like I see some people on social media. Somebody writes a story, please hide my name. And the person sharing it is saying, please, can you tell her what to do in the comment section? She is reading the comments. I just like, oh my goodness, my people perish for lack of knowledge. You don't know anything about this woman. Just the fact she said, oh, I went out, I came back, my husband did this. I don't want to lose my husband. Please tell me what to do. And I see people who say their family, you will go to their bio, you will say family life coach. He begins to tell the woman, do this, do that. Who are you talking to? Do you know her personality? Do you know her love language? Do you know why she is acting the way she's acting? So you will not just be showing up and be rambling. Even if you're going to comment so that your comment is also seen, you're going to begin to empathize with the person to say, oh, I can see from what you're writing, I can see that this is something that is important to you. I will recommend that you blah, blah, blah. Maybe you need to sit with a professional because you need to understand from your place of upbringing why something like this triggers you. You could give case studies. It could be because this. You are not now saying definitely you are this, you are that, because you cannot give a solution to somebody that you have not profiled. You don't know the root cause of the problem. How do you now know the solution? So FSC allows you to even be that transformed person who does not just engage in conversation for conversation's sake. But when you are engaging in conversation, you are engaging with conversation intelligently. You are engaging in a conversation as a professional. And sometimes people will say to me, but when you don't answer the question, people will not, they will not look out for you. I say, the times I have to give my perspective on issues, I get people coming to me in DM to say, Ma, I liked how you address this. So please, I'd like to book a session because I'm talking like a professional. I'm not just telling her, you know, Igbo men like money. If you know what your husband likes, you should do it. That is, you're talking, you're just generalizing what you don't know. So you're able to understand the root cause and origin of people's problem. And then you have a broader perspective to family life and knowledge gaps. So in that system, our practitioners are able to build a system-based practice, So Evelyn, are you seeing why this can be used globally? Because the system-based practice you're building is not relying on the culture of Igbos, is not relying on the religion of whoever. It is a system that is built out of family life science, human engineering dynamics, how human beings act. There are dynamics of sociology in the practice. There are dynamics of psychology. There are dynamics of even other interrelated disciplines. So it has nothing to do with me being Black or being Igbo or being Christian. I have worked successfully with an atheist who was having issues. What I was contracted to do was to help them fix their family life problems. I wasn't contracted to help convert her to Christianity. So our conversation was mainly on what my contract was. And yet, she got results. And yet, the things I'm using to work with her are even based on my Christian beliefs. How many of us have read the book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People? If you have read the book, please let me know. Steve Covey's book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Barbara has read it. And then it was adapted to families. 7 Habits of Highly Effective Families. Are you aware that those 7 habits that Steve Covey wrote in that book and broke it down in a way that many of us reference it? I particularly read 7 Habits of Highly Effective Families 2 years into my marriage, and it transformed a lot of the dynamics of what my husband and I have built as systems up to this point that we're 21 years in marriage. Do you know that those 7 habits in that book is the principles of the Mammons? Did you see Stephen Covey come to the book and say, let me tell you the principles of the Mammon faith? Go and do your research. Even now, as I'm telling you, go online and ask this question. The 7 habits of highly effective families was built out of the principles that govern the Mammons, a religious sect known as the Mammons. Our problem is that we feel that if we want to work with our clients, we should be quoting scripture. Scripture is not to be quoted. That's not why it was designed. Scripture is to be adapted into systems. So you're working with people, you're quoting, do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. Do you have a system that helps them know if they are unequally yoked? Does your practice have a step-by-step guide to guide somebody to know if I am unequally or equally yoked with this person, aside from just mounting it? But many of us can testify to the change that 7 habits of highly effective people did in our lives without even knowing we were being taught the principles of Mammons. How many of you get into a plane? How many of you get into a plane and you go and knock on the cockpit? Hello, hello. If you have, who is flying this plane? Are you from my tribe? Are you from my religion? Are you from this? You just sit back, speak in tongues, pray your prayers, commit your life to God, and the plane takes off. So that is why I say it's not necessarily the words from the holy book that you know. It is how much of these words you can translate, you can build into systems. And we have built those systems for you with the family systems engineering approach so that you can apply them. The principles work. The people that are eating the fruit of the land are not the people that are quoting holy book quotes. It is the people that are living by the principles of God, and it works for everyone if you apply it. So how are you applying it in your family life practice? FSC has built that and put it into a system that delivers anywhere that you deploy it. Practitioners are now able to clearly decipher how systems work and then how you can build a counter system. So let me break this down for you. So you're working with a client and you already, the things that are working, are you aware that everybody is running by a system, whether we know the system consciously or unconsciously? The way you relate with money in your home is a system. There is a system of how maybe you earn your money, you save this, or you spend everything and you go bankrupt. Is already a system. What's a system? Input and output. What you put in, giving you the results. So everybody, including the clients you want to work with, are running on a system. But if you don't understand that, our experiences is either a system that is functional or a system that is dysfunctional. When you understand system intelligence, you are able to now deploy your tools and say, okay, why Mr. A and Mrs. A are having issues is the system that they have been deploying for the 5 years of their marriage. If I'm going to help them to change, it's not only about me talking to them, stop this, stop this. Please, if you are a family life practitioner and you've been telling people, stop, stop, pun intended, stop that today. Because the brain cannot successfully process negative commands. Think about the times you've told your child, stop banging that door. What do you hear next? So first of all, your practice is based on negative command, and neuroscience has shown us that negative command does not give lasting results. So already your clients are doomed to fail. Right? That's number one. Your commands must be in the positive, in the approach, in what you want them to do, rather than what you don't want them to do. Many of us are fixated, don't do this, stop doing this, stop saying that, stop doing that. No. It doesn't work that way. It no longer works that way. It was never working that way. It's just that you didn't know it was not working effectively. So back to systems. So when you now understand the system they are running, your work is to bring a counter superior system, because you cannot create a vacuum. If you are telling them to stop communicating this way, you must show them a blueprint of how to communicate. So you must first understand the system of their communication that is giving them the quarrels, so that you know where to break the system to now infuse your new superior counter system, because you use systems to replace systems. But if you don't even know that it is systems that are operating, what are you replacing? Anyways, thank God for FSC. So go and write it there. Thank God for FSC that will open your eyes to understand systems and to understand how to build counter systems and how to test run your counter systems to ensure that it's delivering the results that you want it to deliver, and how to replace the old sabotaging system in the minds of your client with the new one through progressive deployment. Because sometimes you want your client to change a behavior. Somebody was doing something at 100%, and you teach them the new system that you are replacing, and they show up the next session. Let's say, for example, before they encountered you, they were fighting. I need to run. Before they encountered you, they were fighting 4 times a week. Then you started working with them, and in the next week, they still fought 4 times a week. 2 weeks later, they fought 3 times a week. 3 weeks, 1 month later, or 1.5 months later, they fought 2 times a week. And you're thinking that your work was not effective. It's because somewhere in your head, you are thinking that they will just let go of a system that they have been operating for 5 years because they spent 1 hour with you. But do you know there is a way to rewire their brain and replace that old system with a new system? But yet, to do that, you still must celebrate their small progress. You still must acknowledge their small wins so that their brain is activated and remotivated to try again. And that's one of the things, even with parents. Your child is doing a behavior, you are changing the behavior, the child does it again 1 month later, you are beating the child, you are talking story. You're not recognizing that celebrating small improvement is part of the system for making a behavior change. You don't know that? Practitioners understand concepts and systems responsible for societal decadence, including errors, assumptions, and cultures. I have just been demonstrating all of this with the examples that I have been giving you. All right. So this is what we do in family systems. How we create results in family systems is what I'm still telling you. So you take your clients, if you are trained in the family systems ideology, through a comprehensive assessment to accurately diagnose the real issues. Then you are able to review with them and clarify any challenges. That is after you sent them their professional results and you have a debriefing with them. And of course, based on your findings, your analysis, your interpretations, the recommendations you make, you can now do, recommend and schedule your coaching sessions with them. Now, because the coaching sessions are now tailored to address specifically identified issues based on the person's general makeup. Because everything you know about marital crisis is ignorance of self, ignorance of their spouse, ignorance of marriage, ignorance of the building techniques, and ignorance of marital enemies. So if anybody is to enjoy marriage, you must take away this ignorance of self. Help them take away ignorance of spouse. Help them take away ignorance of marriage. Help them take away ignorance of building techniques. Help them take away ignorance of marital enemies. Until you can do this successfully, your clients will not be on their journey to increased bliss. Okay. So you see that we have tools. I'm just showing you the tools that we have. Do you know that no matter the formation that your client's marriage is on, there is a template you can use to help them form a dream team? And this is the template that can be deployed. Some months ago, PF was doing a book launch on his book, Unbroken. And if you don't yet have that book, you might want to get it. It's just a very transformational book that can help you literally master how to build your marriage. And it can also guide you in your work with your clients. So I was giving a speech on that book launch, and I was telling them that one of the things that PF broke down well in that book in a way that was relatable, with relatable stories, was this template, Dream Team Strategy template. He talked about it in a story form that can help you relate. And so when I was talking, I was telling the people at the book launch that just this template alone, if you are going to work with a client, even as a starting level, you can deploy that template for a client at 250,000 naira. And a practitioner just raised their hand and said, Ayo was like, Dinma, how can you say that? 250K. I'm like, calm down, relax. I'm even giving them a starting point. That these templates, people based on your skill set, you can charge as much as $2,000 for it, $1,000 for it, whatever, because it's a system that works. I was just giving a benchmark, and she was like, I beg you, don't tell them that too. How can they be charging 250? Just one tool that FSC gives you. Because it helps you to take the clients through the journey of looking at their marriage and helping them to see what's the talent that they have, Seth? What's their vision? Help them elicit their values. What skill set do they need? You help them to design a purpose for their marriage. You get what is their fitness team? What do they do to keep fit as a couple? And I'm not just talking physical fitness, the entirety of it. How can they build team spirit? What does understanding play and what is it for them? What's their continuous development plan? What technical crew? What strategy? This template can take anybody from any unproductive, undesirable marital formation and give them a working strategic document that can help them transform their marriage into a dream marriage. And it's part of what you are trained to do in FSC. I've been saying all of this. The course will help you discover how you were engineered, master. All of this is what I'm talking about. And then you also get to belong to a tribe of lovers working together to create a new continent. And that is the tribe of the family systems engineering practitioners. I'm trying to see if I can take some questions before we wrap up on the nick of time tonight. So the almighty question is, what will you do differently to build the family life practice of your dreams? Based on what you have learned on the new rules of family life practice in day 1 and day 2, what will you do differently to build the family life practice of your dreams and help humanity create long-lasting transformational changes? Tell me in the chat room. Tell me in the chat room. Because we know what we want to do. At the Institute, we want to produce the most competent family life professionals humanity deserves. And we want to assist them to become highly profitable across the globe within 3 months. So tell me for yourself, what do you want to do? All right? So let me tell you about FSC before I even tell you the deal that I have for you. So somebody is saying, what will we learn? So FSC, let me tell you the things that distinguishes FSC from any other training you may have taken. And this is coming from somebody that has taken courses across the globe. I have certifications from institutions in America. I have one from, is that Australia? Where's that? No. Germany. I have one from Germany. I have taken courses across different globally recognized bodies. But I can tell you one thing that makes FSC different. Number one, aside from training you for 3 months to master the skills, within the 3 months you're in class, once you sign up and your batch is starting, we put you in a group where you have a mentor That is one thing I didn't get in all my certifications. Even the ones I paid had earned in thousands of dollars to do. I didn't get a mentor holding my hand through. It was just the group learning. And class ends in 3 months, right? But then you still have your mentor with you for another 3 months. Because we don't want to just teach people. We want you to master the tools. And you're not paying extra for the 3 months, for the 6 months that we're giving you a mentor. The institute is paying the mentors to mentor you out of this money that you are paying for your training. And that mentor is with you for 6 months. 3 months whilst you're in class, ensuring that you understand what you're taught in class, reviewing your assignments and giving you feedback. 3 months after your class, the mentor is still there, guiding you to ensure that you master it and you do your field work. Because we don't want to just train people and send them out. After your training, you are supposed to do field work. You go out in the field. These tools that we have taught you, go and use them. Go and deploy them. And go and see how it is working for you. And come back and tell us, did it work? Did it not work? And whilst you're doing that within your 3 months, you still have your mentor guiding you. Talk to me. Which training have you attended that did this for you? Even I've attended a training that cost me $8,000. They don't give me mentor. And me by myself do my work. So that is because at the heart of the institute, one thing is key for us. We don't want to bring out mediocre, half-baked people. We want you that where you are practicing, you can deliver the kind of results PF can deliver. That if we train you, you go to your locality, you can make the kind of impact that Dinma is making. You don't want to, hey, oh, let PF. No. It's the tools we're using that we're giving you. And say, get trained and go and use it and do the same results. So that posterity will remember all of us as the men and women who rebuilt Africa through effective family systems. That is the course that I'm telling you about. That is the Family Systems Engineering certification program that you should rush into registering, especially if you're really serious about making impact and making income from being a competent family life practitioner. And so what are we selling this course for? FSC right now is going to cost you 600,000 naira, which is about $390 if I'm not mistaken, about that, right? However, for being in this webinar, you can activate to join the next batch. Our next batch is starting on the 7th of February. And you can join that next batch if you pay 720,000 naira within the next 72 hours. I want to join the February batch and I want to take advantage of the one-time webinar deal, 720,000 valid for 72 hours. Or you want to join this batch now, the next batch, but you can't afford to, or you don't have it in your budget to pay 520,000 at once. We have an opening for you. You can do instrumental deal. You still get a discount anyways. So you can make a first installment of 150,000 naira, still within the 72 hours to lock your deal at 560. Then you get to spread the balance payment within the next 2 to 3 months. Please note that this webinar deal is valid for 72 hours. Today is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. By Wednesday close of business, it is off the table. All prices revert back to 600,000. So if you want to take that opportunity, there are, I think admin has dropped it in the chat room. You want to be able to do that. No, Honor Elijah, Haba, if I tell you that I will assign a personal mentor for you for 520, won't you be thinking whether we are doing jazz in the organization? No, the mentoring is in groups, but you have a group of maximum of 10 participants. So a mentor mentors 10 people within that group. And I think that is so benevolent of us. If you want to do personal mentoring, maybe we'll move the fee to 2 million naira so that we can afford to pay our mentors, because we are paying them for mentoring you. All right. So no, we don't do individual mentoring. We do group. So this is me, the Director of Studies at the Institute, ready to engage with you, looking forward to seeing you in class and hoping that you will join us and we can transform Africa and the world together through family systems. So I'm here. If you have a question, please ask me. Let's talk about it now. Okay, do I have any questions? Questions. I'm not seeing any questions that is for me. Okay, so thank you so much for spending time with us. PJ said I've already registered. I'm looking forward to seeing you in class. Galini Consult. Yes, you can spread your installments into 3 installments. I said you have 3 months to pay your installment. So if you want to spread it, it's for over the 3 months, yes. But the installment is expected to be paid within 3 months. So whichever you want, however you want to do it, but you have a 3 months window, okay? So that is fine. Any other question for me? And if it's something I shared that you want to get clarity on, please let me know. Thank you so much, Uche. Thank you so much. I know I am a powerhouse and I appreciate you for that for that compliment. And you are a powerhouse as well. Trust me, you are a powerhouse. Aloba, you cannot do 500. The one-time payment is 520. We've already given you a webinar deal. We're not taking anything out of it, please. So it's either you're doing the webinar deal of 500 at once, or you are doing the instrumental, pay 150 and spread your payments, all right? So for those looking for my contacts, please do not call me on that number. You can send me WhatsApp call because I may not take your call because Aloba, Bibian, just add the 20,000 to the 500 and pay your 520 at once. That's the deal we have. Thank you so much. Maybe after the training, you will now maybe do prophet offering for us, because like Pastor Dire said, it's going to be worth your while. Ukamaka, we're not deciding for you how you want to pay your installments. We've given you the instrumental deal at 560, and you are supposed to lock it down with 150. So if you do a 560 minus 150, that is 410. Use your discretion. How you want to pay the 410 within 3 months is your discretion based on the availability of your funds. So if you want to pay 200 in this month, 50 in next month, whatever it is, the important thing is that the difference of 410 is paid within 3 months. So let it be according to what works for you. The total amount of the cost is 600,000 naira. However, because you are in this webinar and you stayed till this end, we gave you a discount. So you can either use your webinar discount and pay at once, 520,000 at once, and you are saving 80,000 naira. Or you want to pay instrumentally, your instrumental payment is 560, so there's still a discount for you. And you pay 150,000 now within 72 hours to lock that installment so that you can now spread the difference of 410,000 across 3 months. I hope that is explanatory enough. All right. So thank you, everyone. It's been a delight. Galini, I'm sure if you've been with us for the past 2 days, you would have noticed one thing. Authenticity is one of our backbones. We don't have any hidden charges. You are paying 520 at once or 530 within 72 hours. That is the only thing you are paying for the cost. We don't have any cost for cost materials. Your cost materials is part of what you have paid for. All right. So you are not paying anything again. You are just paying to be there. All right. So we don't have any other thing. On social media, for those asking for my social media handles, Just search for me, Instagram and Facebook. It is Dinma Nwobi, both places, and I can't wait to talk with you. I'm handing over to admin because I think I have done my work here. Let me hand over to admin to wrap this up. So thank you, everyone. And I'm looking forward to seeing your face, your face, your face, your face in the next class starting on the 7th. And yours truly will be there to welcome you into the class. So I hope to see you and enjoy the rest of your week and your life. But know that if you want to be a family life practitioner that produces results, everything I said today should be activated in your practice. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your time here.
All right. Thank you very,
Back to
very
you,
much, ma'am.
Odunayo. Back to you.
Yes, I'm here. So thank you very much, Queen of Happiness. We are HAPPY. We are HAPPY. We know we are sure we are HAPPY. Happy. So you have heard from a Queen of Happiness everything you need for the session, the course. Please, as you can see, people are already signing up, and you have just 72 hours so that's just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You have those 3 days to make up your mind whether you are going for 600,000 or you are going for 520 or you are going for 500. So thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for being part of this. We want to believe that it was worth your while. Thank you very much. Don't be a mediocre in 2025. Is it working? It is working. I'm sure you have heard from in a lot of people, over 2,000 people are testifying that it is working. Don't stay with the old. It would not serve you. It will not make the world a better place. Thank you, everyone, for coming on board. I'll be signing out from here. Thank you very much. So we hope to see you join our community of the world changers. Come and join us. Come and join us. Yes, let's make greatness common. Thank you very much. Bye, everyone. Bye.
AK diagnosis. I'm a social worker and I work in the family life. January this